So on today's episode, we got another one of those cars that you just don't see every day. A 1966 Ford Galaxie 500.
Hey, what's up? My name's David Coates. This is my mom's 1966 Galaxie 500, and we're watching East Coast Garage.
I really love these big front ends, the big grille, the lights, big bumper, just a massive car, really. I mean, they just don't make them like this anymore. Tell me a little bit about this car. Like, how long have you had it?
It was my mom's car. Like I say, it's basically the only new car they ever bought. They bought it in 1966, of course.
Man, that's cool. That's been in the family a long time.
Yeah, this is the first car I drove that I was legal. I mean, I drove cars, before that, but not legally.
No kidding. This was the first car that you drove legally?
Legally.
Wow.
With a driver's license.
That's awesome.
And drove it, I think, until about 1976. And then they parked it in the garage. They drove it in the garage. It was running, but they just wanted something newer. Stayed there for 34 years.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, my mom and dad had passed away, and then I was cleaning up, and I took it over to my house. So I took it over there, so it sat 3-4 more years over there before I did anything with it. And then finally I thought, well, I'll fix it up. So I started working on it.
It looks great. It looks like a time capsule, really.
Yep.
Minus the wheels. I mean, I see you have aftermarket wheels, but it matches this era also.
Yeah. I lowered it down. I just thought it looked a little bit better lower. I bought new springs all the way around, put them in it, and then it set up, I was trying to get it lowered down. So I actually cut some of the springs off, a little bit of each one of them off. And generally, that makes the springs stronger, so it ride rougher. But this ride's just as soft and good.
Yeah, it's nice.
So it didn't hurt it. It just lowered it down.
It's a comfortable floater.
Yeah.
Feels like a floater.
Just floats along.
I like how the front tire, goes into the fender a little bit here, and that's nice. Gives it a nice little stance to it. Looks like these are what, 17-inch wheels?
17.
Yep. Perfect size for a car like this too.
Yep. Yeah, filled the fender up pretty good.
Not too big also, but not some little 15s that
it had a little small 15 tires, hubcaps.
Is this pretty much what we're looking at, all original as far as like the trim and the emblems? And
everything on the outside is original. I had to redo the bumpers and stuff, but it's still original.
Right,
Everything you see outside is original.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All the same body panels still?
Yes.
Nice. I see the 352 badge right here. So this is a Galaxie 500. Yeah.
That was the engine. The 352 has a 4-barrel head, dual exhaust.
Okay. You know what the exhaust on this reminds me of? Is like the older Trans Ams. Remember how the Trans Ams had the two pipes going down? And I think
that's kind of what them pipes are for, I think.
Yeah. And
I just thought it.
That's cool.
I thought it looked better than just one.
Right,
A little different.
Knowing you, probably don't have a 352 under the hood here.
No. It's a little bit different. The 352, it had set so long, it had stuck. I have another motor to fix. I may as well fix another motor, so I put a big block Chevrolet in. Okay. It's 454 and then boarded out to a 468.
It's interesting how people feel a certain way when you put a Chevy motor in a Ford.
That's right.
How many times do you see a Ford motor in a Chevy though? Just saying.
Not that often.
Not as often. I'd say Chevy motors are more popular.
To me, it's an easier engine to work on. Any Chevrolet engine will work on a 350 transmission. Any engine.
Right.
Ford, no offense, I'm just saying it's the way they are. There's so many different transmissions to fit so many different motors. Every motor's kind of different, I guess all of them are different, and I don't know anything about them, so therefore that makes me not want to fool them because I don't know nothing about them.
Yeah, I don't see any shame in it, honestly.
When I go to a car show, this is especially cool for the Ford guys because I just kind of raise the hood a little bit just so they can see in, and then I kind of stand back sometimes just to hear the comments, and it's kind of funny because they thought, hey, Ford didn't have no 454, and then the guy said, no, that's a Chevrolet. He'd have put a Chevrolet. Oh man, that ain't good. It's kind of funny because a Ford guy's a real Ford guy.
Some people will act like you're a criminal, and like you belong in prison or something.
I just did it because it was simpler for me to do, and I had Chevrolet motors, and it seemed simpler to me, but it's not that it is, it just was to me.
And I'm sure you had this engine laying around already anyways, right?
Yeah, well, I did, and then I just had it redone.
Right.
And it's a Chevrolet transmission, and it's still got the Ford rear end, because that's pretty much the best rear end, I think, on the market right now.
Sure.
The 9-inch Ford is
Ford 9-inch, yep.
Good rear end. They put air conditioning, it didn't have air conditioning from factory. So now it's got air, so that made it a little more comfortable.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's just a good driver. I mean, the motor sounds good. It's a little radical sounding, but it's so dependable. You just go. You don't, it ain't like you got to work on it to get it going or
Right.
start it just right or none of that kind of stuff. And really, it's easier. I mean, to me, it is just because I, had more Chevrolet stuff. It's easier to fix the motor up. Ford guys gonna probably say the same thing, which is fine. My mom, over the years, when I was a kid, she had like a 52 Mercury and a 54 Mercury. Of course, they were all straight shift transmissions. So when she'd take off, she'd spin the wheels. She thought that was fun, and I thought it was fun too as a kid. So I thought, well, I'll fix it so she'll still be able to spin wheels with it. So
that's cool, man. And it's pretty. You have just the right amount of chrome, in my opinion. People go over the top a lot of times. You don't even know what you're looking at. There's so much chrome. Sometimes just like a bunch of mirrors. But when you add the little, the valve cover, hat, looks great, man.
it does all right.
Yeah, that's nice. It always feels weird putting lap belts on, like I'm doing something wrong, or it's illegal, or something. I'm so used to shoulder strap,
Right, it's so different.
These cars were built when you had your kids sitting up in the back window and stuff, like different times, man.
The windows.
But again, people weren't driving around on their cell phones with all the other distractions we have nowadays,
That's right. And going fast too. Everybody drives 10 or more miles over the speed limit.
There wasn't as many cars on the road as today either.
No.
These cars were so cool because of how big they are, and I always like something that the back window rolls down on a two-door,
Oh yeah.
It's in great condition too. The dashboard's really nice, and I like the instrument cluster on these too.
The dash resembles the dash that it was, but it's electronic. The Coda digital.
Okay.
Of course, all the interior is all new. These seats, believe it or not, are El Camino seats. They swivel.
Nice. And the paint job on this is beautiful too. Who painted it?
I did all this. I did all the body work and everything.
Yeah, you did a beautiful job. Was it red originally?
It was red originally, but it was a darker red than this. I had painted a couple cars this color before, and the paint was just a good color. So I just went with that color again.
Nice.
It's Mitsubishi red.
I really love these old 60 cars where you have like this lip right here, and it's cool because it's a two-door coupe, but the back side windows roll down.
Right.
But the body lines of this car are just perfect. I love it, and I love the way taillights come in, and you have these dynamics here to give it that old 60s muscle car vibe,
I think, of course, I have this one, but I think the 66 was the prettier year, especially their taillights, the big square taillights. The other ones were tall and skinny, and then the next year they got kind of oval and round. And
right.
These, to me, just were the prettiest year, right in those 3 or 4 years. It's a crazy back glass because it's bent this way and bent that way. It's just got all kinds of curves.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I never even noticed that.
Yeah, it's got it bends a couple different ways.
Yeah, and I noticed the side window is kind of like that too, like the side window kind of arches right here.
Yeah, it's got a curve to that too. Yeah, it does.
And you just don't see a Ford Galaxie that often anyways.
No. And they don't make a lot of parts for this car.
Oh, I bet.
They do front end parts and stuff like that, but body parts, they don't make like quarter panels and fenders, and they don't make parts for them. You almost got to go junkyards and try to find them. Old junkyards. Right.
So how does it feel to have so much history in a car? Like, I haven't experienced that before.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It ain't for sale. That kind of tells you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to give it to my son. I have a son. So my grandson, Brayson, gets big enough to have it, and hopefully he will keep it in the family anyway.
That's awesome.
And it's cool because I got a picture that I'm standing beside it. I think it's when I was going to the prom because I'm dressed up, and I got a picture of me standing by it. So not too long ago, I had it in the yard, so I took a picture of him standing by it. So therefore, when he gets on up in some age, he'll have a picture standing by the same car.
Nice.
And he'll have the other picture. I'm gonna give him the other picture too. I'll make some copies. Give him the other picture, and he'll be able to see the generations.
That's a really cool way to share your hobby too, and make it part of the family,
That's right.
Yeah, man. Well, this car is super cool, and I love that it's been in your life for so long, and that you're gonna keep it in the family. You know, like that's a really cool story, and your kids and grandkids are gonna be able to tell more cool stories about it.
That's
so, yeah, thanks for telling us this story today, giving us a ride, and telling us about the car, man.
Not a problem. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
I had fun.
This thing's super cool, man.
It's fun.
Love it.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Thank y'all for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one. What an amazing story and beautiful car. If you like this video, you'll definitely like the Nash Metropolitan he built and his friend's crazy mid-engine twin-turbo pickup, both making over 1,000 horsepower that breaks necks everywhere they go. Thanks again for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.